Chapter 5 Echoes of the Void Spire. The shroud peeled away like a receding tide, and the world beyond it unfolded in fragments. Stone arches floated at impossible angles, tethered to nothing. Bridges began and ended midder, their ends trailing into shimmering mist. Above, the sky fractured into shifting planes, each reflecting a different moment in time, a sunrise caught forever beside a starless night. They had arrived at the Void Spire's echo, a liminal shadow of the true structure, existing between memory and matter. The Tempest shard pulsed in Ziren's gauntlet, its rhythm stronger than ever, almost insistent. "It knows this place," Silas murmured, eyes scanning the drifting architecture. "This is where it was forged, or where it remembers being forged." The air shimmered, and Ziren's vision blurred. Suddenly he was standing in another time, a colossal figure cloaked in light shaping the shard's crystalline core, every motion precise, purposeful. The figure's voice was low but resonant, speaking in a language he didn't know, yet somehow understood. Balance the flow or lose all worlds. The vision snapped away, leaving only the echo of the words in his mind. Lysara was already moving ahead, her fingers brushing the surface of a drifting stone etched with glowing runes. She studied them, her voice steady. They speak of convergence, a cycle where the walls between realms thin. If the flux controls the breach, it could devour the shroud entirely. Ziren stepped beside her, his gaze following hers over the shifting horizon. "You always sound so certain when you talk like that." "It's not certainty," she said softly, still reading the runes. "It's resolve. And resolve is harder to break." Their moment was cut short by Silas's sharp call. "Over here." They followed to find a cluster of floating platforms surrounding a cylindrical structure, a hidden archive, its surface covered in spiraling glyphs that shifted when viewed from different angles. Silas pressed a palm to it, and threads of light unraveled into the air, revealing images of fractured timelines, overlapping cities, and the steady spread of a dark, branching network. Before they could examine further, the mists rippled. Shapes emerged, chronivant infiltrators, their forms flickering in and out like corrupted reflections. Each one moved with disjointed precision, splitting into illusory doubles as they advanced. "They're altering the flow around us," Silas warned. Gravity itself seemed to falter. One moment they were standing firm, the next they drifted sideways toward a drifting wall. Ziren pushed off into a spinning arc, his blade catching the edge of a chronivant's strike. Lysara's cords snaked through the air, catching another mid-lunge and slamming it against a floating archway. Silas closed their eyes, sending a resonant tone through the battlefield. The duplicates wavered, their edges unraveling under the harmonic disruption. Ziren caught the pattern, strike the real form as Silas disrupted the false ones. He pivoted through the shifting pull of gravity, his blade and Lysara's cords moving in sharp tandem until the last infiltrator dissolved into motes of fading light. Breathing hard, they regrouped. Silas's expression was grave. "The flux isn't just feeding on the shroud's edges. It's forcing realms together, merging what was never meant to meet." A low rumble shook the ruins. Cracks tore through the nearest platform, and pieces began to drift away into the void. "No time," Lysara said. "We move." They leapt from fragment to fragment as the echo collapsed around them, the shard's pulse leading the way. When they finally landed on stable ground, the ruins had already faded into mist. Zirin looked to Lysara, the rush of survival still pounding in his chest. She met his gaze, her usual guardedness tempered by something quieter, shared understanding. "Still certain?" he asked. "No," she replied, catching her breath. "But I'm still resolved." The shard pulsed again, as if in agreement.